Hi, my name is Max Milligan, and I'm comparing the difference between brand name versus generic products. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, for almost every product out there, there is a brand name version and a generic version. A brand name is a product that is often very popular that has a name given by the manufacturer to distinguish itself or its product in the marketplace. Some examples of brand name products are Gillette, McDonald's, Quaker Oats, Benadryl, and this list can go on and on. Here's some examples that I have. Lucky Charms cereal, popcorn, pills, and soup. A generic brand is a type of consumer product that lacks a widely recognized name or logo because it typically isn't advertised. Examples of generic brands include Equate, Great Value, Food Line, and many more. Some that I have are generic shells, generic vitamins, generic ibuprofen, and generic other foods. So what is the difference between these brand name and generic products, you might ask? Not much is actually different between the two. In brand name versus generic products on the drug side, there is nothing different between the drugs. They have exactly the same dosage, intended use, effects, side effects, route of administration, risk, safety, and strength as the original drug. Same on the food side of things. Most stores offer brand name products and they offer their own generic brand version of the food. There is not much different between the foods in most cases, but what they do not tell you is that a lot of generic brand foods are made in the same place where brand name foods items are made, in which wouldn't that mean that there isn't any difference in the brand name products compared to generic? Now, what are the differences between the brand name and generic? Brand name are typically more expensive than generic, which insinuates that it must be a better product that you are getting, better quality for your money, but in most cases you are not. If they sold both at the same price, people would not always buy brand name over generic because it would show maybe just a little slight taste difference rather than a couple dollar difference. Advertising also plays a big effect in distinguishing brand name versus generic. Brand name products are heavily advertised to get the name out there and to make people want to buy your product. The reason for these advertisements is to draw in a crowd that will always stick by the product. Now, when you think of a brand, you don't think generic version first of the brand. You think the brand name because through advertisements, they have implemented that image with that product in our heads, thus causing us to buy brand name products. So how can we choose between brand name and generic products? There's a couple things needed to take into consideration. Cost is a huge factor in the decision-making process. When deciding between brand name and generic products, in almost every case, generic brand products are less money than brand name products. Why pay more for the same product over just the name? Another thing to take into consideration is taste. I have found in some food cases, brand name is better tasting than generic food brands, like cereal, but in foods like pasta and other stuff, it tastes the exact same. Other things to take into consideration is where you are shopping for the product. In some cases, the store might only offer brand name products, or in other situations like grocery stores or superstores like Walmart, Sam's Club, and Target, they offer both generic and brand name products. The last deciding factor is the product itself. You wouldn't want to purchase generic brand clothing all the time, so you opt for brand name. Which is better, brand name or generic products? Overall, I believe both brand name and generic products both have their pros and cons. In some cases, I see where you want to purchase brand name products over generic, and the opposite. Generic save you money over time, which could you use to buy something else, but sometimes are not as well made or the quality is different. Brand names are usually top quality and well known, which makes them buying your first choice. but prices are usually higher.